Oh, can you see the screen with the slide?
It's coming. Yeah, it's good.
Hello, Laurent. So, welcome everyone. We are really pleased to have you today with Corentin. I think we will all agree that all success stories, SEO success stories, they often come from the best content strategies. And today we wanted to share with you our best practices and some of our best methods to help you define a leading SEO strategy with AI. And since it's a Semji workshop, you'll see we are going to show you some brand new AI features that are incredible. But maybe, Corentin, before starting, we can present ourselves.
Yeah, so glad to be with you today. So Corentin Mirand, I'm head of international development at Semji. I live between Montreal, Canada, and France. You saw me yesterday for a globalization, like international SEO. That's one of my specialty. I worked for a couple of years in the development side and in the SEO industry for many years now, working with a lot of brands and with Nicolas on the best product ever. So yeah, basically that's it, and I'm so happy to be with you today to talk about how to become the leader.
And I'm Nicolas Nguyen, so I've been SEO expert for the last 15 years. It doesn't make me younger, right? I'm also a speaker for many conferences in France. That would explain the little French accent. And I'm also the co-founder of Semji. So what is Semji? Semji is an incredible solution. It's a SEO software that will help you at each step of your content strategy. With Semji, you will easily find content opportunities. You will get real-time SEO recommendation to optimize the content of your website, to drive more SEO traffic, and you will be able to measure your content performance. And just to give you an example, well, for our clients, 20% of their content would drive SEO traffic before Semji, and with Semji, it's 85%. So quite incredible. So do not hesitate to go on the website and book a demo. You'll see it's an incredible solution. So for the introduction, I wanted to share with you this statistic. Right now, we got 72% of companies that use AI for content and SEO. And well, this figure would be really different 2 years ago. It would be less than 10%, clearly. So this is a huge disrupt for the SEO industry. And when we look into details, as we can see, companies mainly use AI for the content creation, like writing articles or writing social posts. But at Semji, we do believe in a growing trend and an important trend. It's about using AI to help marketing departments to make better strategic decisions. By example, by using AI to conduct competitive analysis. And that's exactly what we are going to see together today. But before we start, we have a quick survey for you, a question about how often does your company conduct research and competitive analysis? Is it on a monthly basis, quarterly, biannually, annually, or never? I would recommend you to take a screenshot of the results, because it can probably help you after with your boss. If you want to conduct more competitive analysis, you can say to your boss, hey, look at the stats. Okay, so it's pretty interesting because we got nearly 150 votes. And well, okay, so it's on a monthly basis, right? With a third of the audience. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, we have a major audience here.
Yeah, it's really
on the
interesting.
right place.
Yeah. So you'll see. I hope you'll learn some new best practices for this.
They will. That's for sure.
And a last question for you. And same, take the screenshot for your boss. It's over the past 12 months, how much has your company spent on research and competitive analysis? So is it zero, no budget at all? Less than 20,000, less than 50,000, then less than 100,000, over 1,000. And well, let's see the results together. Okay, we got some companies with no budget. It's a shame.
We got a majority between 1 and 20,000, and some that spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah. So yeah, same. Take the screenshot, can be useful with your boss. Pretty interesting. Yeah, really. But as we can see, competitive analysis is really important, and it can be expensive. And you'll see this is where AI can help us be more efficient, right? So let's start with the workshop. We'll start with a use case. Then we will show you some brand new AI features in Semji. It's pretty important because after we'll share with you some new methods to help you define your leading strategy. And then we will share some tips for your content production. So let's start with use case. I will ask you to imagine that you got a new life, right? You've just joined the marketing department at State Farm.
You're lucky.
Yeah,
that's a big company.
You are lucky because you'll probably work with Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is nice. But also, as you can see on the homepage, on the top menu, well, what are we selling? We are selling insurance products, banking, and investment products, right? And it's important to look into details at these products because we want more leads, more SEO leads for these products, right? So we are selling insurance for vehicles, property, business, and personal insurance, and also the financial products, right? And well, you know what? Since you've just joined, you got a tiny, little, easy objective. You have to present an SEO content strategy to your executive committee in 2 weeks, right?
That's hard. That's hard.
Yeah, but that's life, you know. We have to be fast. Huh?
Yeah.
And to define your SEO content strategy, well, you probably want to know your current SEO performance for each of your business topic, like insurance for vehicles and for property. And then you have to identify your growth drivers, and you have to define how much new content you need to create and how much existing content you have to optimize, right? And you have 2 weeks. But I think, Corentin, you do have some pretty nice and cool features that could help us, right?
Yeah, I'm going to accept the challenge. That's a big one, but I'm pretty sure that we can do that pretty efficiently. So I'm going to share my screen. And maybe as an introduction, I will say something that's obvious, but something that you need to have in mind. It's really important to know that when you want to be the leader, you need to beat your competitors. I said that's obvious, yet that's often forgotten. And to beat your competitors, you need to know their strengths, you need to know their skills, their weaknesses, and you need to know yours in comparison to theirs. And so that's exactly what we want to do here. That's a feature that's been designed to analyze your competition in the best possible way, in the most efficient way possible. We use AI, AI classification, things like that to help you to make the right choices and also identify action to have an end-to-end experience. So basically, I'm going to try to give you 5 main advice to do that. First one is to have a good vision of the battlefield. So here you have your business competitors. So you're State Farm, you want to compare yourself to Progressive.com, Allstate, big insurance company in the US. And you want to know the big trends, the overview. So here on those 9 competitors and you, so on the 10 first websites, you can see here the organic traffic trend. So you can see that the leader overall is Progressive and that you're in the 2nd position. So overall, you're pretty good. and not that far from progressive.com. Then you can see the non-branded traffic. So without the brand, where am I? So here I'm in the 6th position. So it's not the same. Second overall, 6 on non-branded traffic, with a huge gap, more than 2 million more by progressive.com than State Farm. Then you're going to see the size of the website, so the efforts in terms of production that they've done. So here, for example, you can see that State Farm has a pretty big website for an insurance company, 28,000 pages. But Progressive has a small website, only 2,000 pages. That means that with one page, they get a lot more traffic than State Farm. So that's a first key driver of growth. That's really important to have that in mind, and we'll see after. That's really, really important. Then I want to compare my growth to my efforts, to the costs. So here you can see the traffic trends. So I'm pretty good. Actually, I'm getting, compared to last year, 1.3 million plus visits. So that's correct, okay? But only Progressive is beating me on that. But when you compare that to the effort that you've done, the investment that you've done, you've created 11,000 new pages. That's a lot. That's a big investment. And when you compare that to Progressive, that beats you on the growth part, but they've created only 407 new pages. So in terms of efforts, they've done way less than you, while they are getting more traffic than you in terms of growth. So that's the battlefield. Advice number 2, now that you know that, you need to identify where your traffic is coming from or where your traffic is going. So that's what you have here. So we want to know the branded and branded traffic. That's the first example. We talked about it. And here you can see that 83% of your traffic is branded traffic. And when you compare that to the leader, because you want to be the leader, so you need to beat the leader, you can see that they get, let's say, 50-50 unbranded and branded traffic. Then you want to know what type of page. So you get your traffic from mostly the home page and conversion type of page. So 49% on landing pages, so that can be State Farm, car insurance, State Farm, home insurance, things like that, and home page, so State Farm, and that's it. But when you see here, and that's interesting, when you see here, progressive.com, they get the traffic from a third, like a third of the traffic is coming from article, while you get only 4% of the traffic from article. But so here you have a major, maybe a huge key growth driver to increase your SEO traffic. So that's advice number 2, where the traffic is coming from and where it's not coming from. And here it's not coming from articles. So you need to have a content strategy about more informational type of content. Advice number 3, really important to link your content strategy to your business strategy. A visit is not the same than another one, depending on the type of visit it is. So here, now you can see the traffic by topic. So here we have the brands. So the brands are really specific to the insurance industry. So we don't want to see that. So here you can see the traffic on vehicles, so car insurance and things like that, on property, so home insurance, things like that, personal, so that's going to be life insurance and others. And if your boss tell you, okay, you need to focus on life insurance because the ACV, the lifetime value, like whatever, a business reason, I want to go on the life industry, I just need to deselect that, and you will have your competition analysis only on personal topic. So here you can see that you get 64,000 visits, while Progressive is getting way more than me. So you need to focus specifically your content strategy and your SEO strategy on this big one, because you can gain a lot of traffic on that, because you can see that you're only in the 5th position. Then you're going to have short tail and long tail. We talk a lot about that. I'm going to go fast on that, but that's also something that you need to focus. It's not a problem on State Farm use case. So I will not talk about that. And that's maybe my favorite. You need to know who's coming to your website. And so we use AI classification to do that. If you want to do that by hand, you're courageous, because that's going to be so hard. So here, what we want to do is to see if families come to my website, because if I want to sell life insurance, I want dads and moms to come to my website. And so here I can just deselect the others and see who's the best related to family. And I can see that I get 27,000 clicks on the family part, while Progressive is getting a bit more than 100,000. So again, I need to change my strategy and to adapt my strategy based on that. And maybe it will have some impact. Maybe it will impact my tone of voice, the image I choose, all of that, because when I want families to come to my website, it's not the same as if I want students to come to my website, for example, or drivers or things like that. And that's my favorite part, the marketing funnel stage. I don't know if you were on Eli conference yesterday. I was with him and we talked a lot about marketing funnel stage and how much it's important for SEO strategy. I'm talking about Eli Schwartz, for if you don't know him. And here you can see that State Farm is getting traffic from conversion type of page and from loyalty type of page. So that's good. That means that I'm able to make money out of my website. Yet I'm not very good on consideration type of page and awareness type of page. That's pretty impressive. You can see here that only 1%, like I can't even click on it because it's so small here, only 1% of my page of my traffic is from awareness type of page. So I have a huge driver of growth here, because imagine that I have the same performance on consideration and awareness type of page as progressive.com. That's going to be so great. Okay, so you have your main key drivers, and now it's not over. Nicolas?
Yeah,
what
because
do we need to do next?
Yeah, I got a question. These charts, they are incredible because they are SEO traffic charts with AI classification. But how my content team can use this data to create their content planning?
Yeah, so now thanks to that, you have the CMO vision, you have your strategy. Yeah. But indeed, it's not over. You need to have the execution part, like the game plan. What's in your content planning? And that's the magic, because let's take an example. That's advice number 4. You need to focus on production. And production is coming from competition analysis. It's always the same thing. You need to compare yourself to what's working. So here, let's take a use case. I want to focus on my content strategy on family. I want families to come to my website. And the best way to do that is to see what's working with the other. So here, if I click, you will see, and that's magic, that I get all the contents from progressive.com that get traffic from the family persona. And here you can see that with that page, they rank on the keyword wedding insurance. They get a lot of traffic. That's a good keyword because the volume is pretty huge. It's pretty stable, and you have no rankings in the US. StateFarm.com does not have any rankings in the top 100. So if I'm State Farm, I just click here on the planning to create a new page on that. There is another use case here on dog insurance. Of course, it's for family. When you have a dog, often you're a family, not always, but or you have an expectation of family, or you're considered as a family. And here you can see that I have a ranking. I'm in the 16th position, so it's pretty good, but it's not enough. You know, the CTR on the 16th position is 0, so you need to rank better. And so here you will just add this page, just to say, okay, I will optimize my page. So in terms of productivity, it's really great because you don't have to start from scratch. And that's even better because here you can spy on your competitors. If you click here, you can see all the content produced by your competitors, the latest ones. So here, for example, you can see that progressive.com, they've created a new page on emergency pet insurance, prior benefit rider, things like that. So you can spy on them really easily by doing one click. So you have your content planning maybe in 10 minutes, and that's it.
Nice. So it's pretty easy to add these keywords and content IDs to our planning. But let's say, well, I know my executive committee, and they always tell me, oh, no, sorry, Nicolas, we don't have any more budget for the content strategy. How can you help?
Yeah, we have the main key drive, the main growth driver. We have the game plan. Now we need the budget. We need the investments, and of course, you need to have a pitch on that. You need to have some argument. So the first thing that you need to say to your boss is, "Okay, you want to be the leader? Let's go and check what the leader is doing." So here, the leader is progressive.com. But you don't want to have an overview. You don't want to be like overall in terms of strategy. You really want to be focused. So that's my advice. Go here on topic and say, okay, you want to rank on car insurance because the lifetime value of car insurance is pretty good. And you want to do that with article type of page because we've seen that we need to create consideration and awareness type of page, okay? When you do that, you can see here the gap between you and the leader. So that's going to be hard on your management. Here you can see 36,000 visits, 1.1 million visits. And so that's hard. And here you can see the number of pages. We've seen before that progressive.com is a small website, yet on this specific high business value topic, they have way more pages than I do. And with each page, they get a lot more traffic than me. And that's not it. You need to compare the performance to the efforts. So here you can compare that directly. So you can say, okay, progressive.com 12 months before, they are getting way more traffic than I do. But it's growing and the gap is getting more and more important. And it's not coming from nowhere. It's not magical. You can see here the number of pages that they've created. So here, for example, progressive.com have created 33 articles about cars, about vehicles, while I was producing one piece of content. So if your boss says no to the investment and say, I want to be the leader, I don't know what to say, but you have a problem. Switch your company.
Yeah, but you know what? I've just joined the company, so maybe I'll stay and I will use, I'll take a screenshot of this. Yeah. Thank you, Corentin, for this incredible demo of the features. It was really important to show you these features because now we are going to share with you the best practices and methods to help you define your leading strategy. The first one, well, it's an easy one. It's about defining and calculating your SEO potential, but a quick way, all right? So the first thing is that when you look at this kind of chart with overall organic traffic, you have to be really careful. Why? Because you could say, hey, at State Farm, we got 5.6 million traffic. And the best we could do, well, it's just a bit more, is 5.9 million because it's the value of progressive, right? But you know what? It would be a false statement. So you always need to break down your SEO traffic by branded traffic versus non-branded traffic. Branded traffic is from branded keywords like State Farm New York, State Farm customer portal, and non-branded traffic is the traffic from keywords like car insurance, right? So as we can see, well, at State Farm, there is a good news. We are the leader for the branded traffic, which is nice, right? It means that Google and users, well, they do like us. But for the non-branded traffic, not that much, right? So now, if we focus the chart on the non-branded traffic, as we can see, there is a huge gap. We could drive much more traffic. As you can see, Progressive is driving 3.1 million traffic. And this value is important because we just have to do this simple calculation. We use the highest value of branded traffic, so it's a State Farm, and the highest value of non-branded traffic from Progressive. And this way, in just a few minutes, well, we can calculate and define that we could, in the best of the world, get 7.8 million traffic, which would be a nice and huge growth of 40%, right?
I think I might get a promotion with that kind of numbers.
Yeah, so it's the fast way. It's not the most precise way, but the fast way. Now we want to be more precise, right? So now we are going to analyze by each business topic. And this one it's really the expert method. So we are going to analyze each of our business topics. So just a reminder, we are selling insurance for vehicles, for properties, for personal insurance. And well, we'll start with the vehicle topic. So as you can see on the vehicle topic, which is a pretty important topic for insurance. We are driving at State Farm 600K, and well, we could get nearly 2 million if we look at the progressive traffic about on the vehicle topic. And yeah, you'll tell me, you'll say, hey, okay, Nico, but how can I manage to get this traffic, right? And you know what? I got an easy answer. The answer is with nearly 2 clicks. First click, we use the chart traffic by page type, and we just filter by vehicles. And then in 1 second, we can understand and analyze the fact that, yeah, State Farm, we got much less traffic on the vehicles topic, because, well, we are not driving traffic from articles about articles about vehicles. And this is the first growth driver, because as we can see, progressive is driving much traffic from articles about vehicles. So now we just have to focus this chart on articles about vehicles. And as we can see, we could get, wow, plus 1 million traffic, right? And now we just have to click on this bar on progressive. And this way in the Data Explorer, yeah, it's so easy, because I can see that on the top left, that progressive is driving 1 million traffic from nearly 700 articles about vehicles, right? And then we got 2 kind of keywords. The first kind, in the purple, with the purple color, is rental car insurance, right? Progressive is first on Google. Well, we are tense. So for this kind of keyword, it means we do have an article, but we need to optimize these articles. All right. And then we got a second kind of keyword, like check engine light meaning. And well, our position is beyond 100. So for this kind of keywords, pretty easy. We just have to create new articles, right? And I just have to filter this listing by the position. And this way I get the number of articles I have to optimize, and the number of new articles we have to create, right? And with the right column, it's pretty easy. If I am in a hurry, I can really fast add them to the planning. Pretty easy, right? And fast. And we got a second growth driver, the landing pages. As we can see, we could just double the traffic from landing pages about vehicles, and landing pages are quite important, right? And the leader is Liberty Mutual with 1 million traffic. So the same way, I just have to click on Liberty Mutual. And in the Data Explorer, I can find interesting growth drivers, because as you can see, on the vehicle topic, Liberty Mutual is driving much traffic from a specific kind of keyword, like Arizona auto insurance, Virginia car insurance, and they are always first, whereas at State Farm, we are always on the second or third page of Google. And we all know it's not good to be on the second or third page of Google. So now I just click on the links, and I can compare the 2 pages, right? On the left, I got the page of the landing page from Liberty Mutual website that is pretty well optimized for the keyword Arizona car insurance, right? But on the right, it's the landing page, it's our landing page at State Farm, and it's not a good page for Arizona. Yeah, it's a page for Phoenix, but not for Arizona. So pretty simple. We just have to plan the creation of landing pages that specifically that target state names keyword. Okay, so pretty easy. And I just wanted to share with you another growth driver. I really like this one. It's tools. As you can see, still on the vehicles topic, well, AAA is first with 250K monthly visits from SEO. And as you can see, they got pages like this one. It's a tool that helps users to find repair facilities. And this page, well, its top keyword is auto repair, which is a nice keyword, right? And it's driving 200K traffic. So it's huge. So do not forget to analyze also the tools. So as you can see in a few clicks, we've been able to analyze the vehicles topic. And this way, in this table, we can define the number of existing content to optimize, the number of new content to create, and the potential SEO traffic gain, right? And then we just have to do the same steps for all the other business topics. And this way, we can define our total potential SEO traffic gain, right? But I would recommend you to also add the conversion rates of your websites. This way, you'll be able to define the potential gain in monthly leads. And this way, you can present this slide, which is probably the most important slide, to your executive committee. And this way, you can calculate the content investment, but also the return on investment. And by speaking with all our clients at Semji, it's always about convincing your executive committee with an efficient content strategy. And this way, when you got the investment, then you get the content and the SEO growth, right? And I just wanted to share with you this important tip. Corentin showed you some use cases, but it's an important one since we really want to convince the executive committee, right, to invest in the content strategy. So as we can see in this chart, well, we got the competitor AAA that is publishing 20 articles about vehicles each month, and at State Farm it's nearly 0. Okay, so it's important to show this to your boss and say, hey, yeah, if we want to be a leader, we have to also create content and articles on the vehicles topic, right? And another tip, Corentin showed you that you can track the latest pages from a specific competitor, but you can also track the latest articles from all your competitors and articles about vehicles, right? In this example. And this is pretty interesting because in one screen, you can exactly understand, okay, what all my competitors are writing about. And you can also identify the keywords where you are not positioned on Google. And this way, bim, you add them to the planning because they are probably nice content opportunities to drive more SEO traffic, right? And I recommend you to do this on a monthly basis. It's very important. And last tip, also you should read some of the articles to understand, okay, what are they writing about? What are their call to actions? What are they doing with their content strategy? Because this way, well, you'll understand their content strategy and you'll be able to adapt yours. And this way, your strategy will be better, right? So now we've seen together some step-by-step tips and best practices to define a content strategy. But I think, Corentin, you have some tips now to create high-performing contents, right?
Yeah, because it's not over. We've seen the strategy, we've seen the content planning, but we have not seen the production part. So we need to produce. And before I show you how we can produce efficiently, if you can go to the next slide, here is why you should focus on quality. Because if you start producing without thinking about quality, meaning what is the audience expecting from me, what is Google expecting from me, etc., it's never going to work. So you need to think about what are the expectations from an SEO standpoint, and that's what measures the content score. So that's a Semji score, and that's a huge study. It takes into account more like I think it's 500,000 different pages. It's a huge study, and you can see that if you compare the performance from a page that have a content score above 90 to a page that have a content score below 60, you will double your traffic. So focus on quality, and I will show you how we can have quality and productivity at the same time. And that's going to be, of course, AI based, but quality first. So let me share my screen, and we'll go from here. So as I said, it's going to be about execution. So first thing is collaboration. When you want to produce 1,000, maybe 100 contents, that's never going to work if you're alone. So you need to have a planning. So here you can see that we have different pages, so new pages, existing pages, with a status, that with assignation. So myself and Nicolas here with some due date, etc. So that's really important for your workflow to be efficient and fluid. Here, let's take the example. I want to work on this one. So that's an article that I will start from scratch. So I will customize my workflow and I will start working on it. So work in progress. If I show you that, I will start. And here I have my brief. So the expectation, what I should be doing. First, I'm going to go check at my competitor on the main keyword, that is what to do after a car accident. A big keyword for a more informational type of keyword. You can see that you have Allstate, the government, Progressive, and your State Farm, and you're not here in the top 10. So you need to create that page. You can here click and see what they are doing, so you can get inspiration from that. Then you're going to go here on the optimization tab and see what you should be writing. So here, title recommendation, lens recommendation, search intent recommendation. I'm going to stop a bit on that because that's so important. That's the topic on which you should write about. So you'll need to write about crash. You will need to write about insurance claim, about injuries, about all of those things, not because you need to, but because there is an audience. You can see the search volume related to those clusters. And you can be a bit more detailed here with the heat map. So you can see that if you want to talk about insurance claim, everybody's doing it. Okay, it's a big volume, but it's also pretty intense in terms of competition. But here about flow, the competition is not that intense. So yeah, you can go and check all of that to identify blue oceans. But I need to produce. I don't know if you've seen, but I'm pretty late. It's supposed to be published today, 10th of April. So that's today. So I need to go fast. So here I can maybe write my title. So I will say, okay, what to do after a car accident, guide by State Farm. Okay, because that's my brand. And by State Farm. Okay. So you can see here, it's checked, my score is evolving, that's pretty obvious. And here, I said I'm late, so I need to produce, but I want quality first. I'm lucky, I'm using Semji, so I will use the atomic content feature. So atomic content will retrieve fresh data and take into consideration all the SEO recommendation and write as a human would do, meaning like an intro, then an outline, then we will fill in the outline, etc. And you will see that your content score will evolve. So I can go to the next one. I need to create an existing page to optimize an existing page. So here, liability car insurance, 71. So I will go here. That's an existing page. You can go here on State Farm website, and you can see that's an existing page already online. And so we will just optimize this one. Why we should optimize this one? Because I'm at the fourth position, and you know that the CTR in the fourth and in the first position is not the same. So the marginal gain that you will have is not marginal at all. It's a huge gain. So to do that, I need to improve on search intent and I need to improve on questions. Let's take a use case. I want to create an FAQ. So I will go at the bottom of my page here, for example, and I will just say, okay, I want to answer to this one because I think that's relevant and that's good for my editorial outline, so guideline, sorry. And I will ask Semji to answer the paragraph for me because, again, I'm late. But I really want quality to be a priority to me. So I will here activate. So here I can just activate the fact-checking system by Semji. And basically what we'll do is that we will write a paragraph for you, take into account your tone of voice and the sources. So you make sure that you have no hallucination. So here, what we'll do is that we'll give you the answer to the question. So what is the minimum liability insurance coverage in Texas? We'll give you also the facts and the sources. So here, that's in progress. And you will see that you will have the source that you go and check. So you can proofread that humanly. And you can see like very visible the trust score. So you'll have a green score, an orange score, etc. So you save a lot of time. So here you can see that your content score is now at 75. So I improved my page. And here you can see that I have a fact coming from MoneyGeek. I have a fact coming from Zebra. I have a fact coming from auto insurance, another one from the government itself, and the orange one is coming directly from Google. So I can go and check if I click here. If I want, if that's okay with me, I can add it to my content or I can repurpose it. I stay in charge, but I save a lot of time. Let's go back here. Now my content is over. My first content that I was creating from scratch, 83 in content score. So that's going to be a performant content in maybe what, 2 minutes? I can click here on Mark as publish and publish it. And it's not over yet. I have my boss that will ask me, okay, what's the performance of those content that you say it's performing, it's amazing, but I need to know. So here you can go on the report part. I can't show you, so I will show you on semji.com because of course I can't show you on our clients. And State Farm again is not a client. That's why we can show you everything. So here on my campaign, so here it's a small campaign, 13 pages. I can click here on clicks and see the number of clicks I've done by growth in position and on every indicator that I may want to track and also in position. So here on organic position, on the position of my focus keyword. And I can do that for my overview, like as a whole, but also for each piece of content that I've created here on Semji. So from strategy to content planning to production, and I think it's time to conclude. I think I'm going to be promoted. I'm new at State Farm, but I think that's going to be a cool experience for me.
Yeah, you actually convinced me to do a leading content strategy. Really
that's
nice.
Great. That's the point.
Yeah. So as a conclusion, what can we say? I think that if you want a competitive advantage, clearly you have to define a leading strategy based on your business topics, based on your page types, based on your marketing funnel stages, and based on your personas. But without AI, it's really difficult to do it. We've tried at Semji, but yeah, it takes weeks and weeks of manually before GPTs, and yeah, now with AI you can do it, and you have to do it to define an efficient strategy, right? And also when you have to present your content strategy to your executive committee, remember you have to define the number of content to produce in order to calculate the investment. You have also to define the SEO traffic potential and the SEO leads potential to then calculate and define the potential return on investment. And this way you can get a large-scale content strategy, right? That leads to a really nice success SEO story. And I just wanted to share with you this quote from Sun Tzu: if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Well, you know what? For an SEO and content strategy, it's a really important quote to have in mind clearly. And well, if you are, I can see in the chat, many people are interested about Semji. Do not hesitate to go on the website, to book a demo, you'll see it's just an incredible solution and software. Well, that is all. Thank you, everyone. I hope that you've learned new ways and better ways to define your leading strategy. If you need the slides, there are many slides, 50 slides. Do not hesitate to contact Corentin on LinkedIn or by email. And maybe now we can look at the questions.
Yeah, lots of questions. Feel free to reach out again if you have anything that you want to discuss privately. But let's start with Carolina's question. So how do you label the pages for the marketing funnel? For example, how do you know what pages bring to the consideration traffic? Really interesting. And I think we'll have another one about how we do that for persona. So that's not the exact same function, but the logic behind is the same. So we use AI classification. So what we do is that we are able for each page to understand the meaning of it, and if it's addressed to a specific audience or to a specific marketing stage. So basically, like, that's not a technical answer, but that's the logic behind it. Of course, I can't tell you like what the magical sauce behind it, because that's the added value of Semji.
Yeah, but anyway, it's pretty easy. Just to give you an example, if as a human you analyze a page and the title is comparison or benchmark of car insurance, well, it's consideration. If the page is about buying a car insurance, well, it's about conversion, right? So we just reproduce what human does.
Yep, exactly. So maybe we've answered to Clotilde's question too. We have a question from Simon. Is it reasonably hard to get accurate traffic start for your own site? So how are you getting traffic start for competitor site if you have no access to their analytics? And do they know? And are they worried that you know? That's a good question. It's pretty complex to have trustable data. So what we do is that we use lots of different sources to make sure that we have the best data possible, and we compare apples with apples. That means that we, even if we are connected with our own website, and so we have access to Search Console, analytics, etc. But we don't have the same access for the competitors, obviously. So we will use this. We will use the same sources, and so maybe it's coming from different sources, and I will not name them because, as I said, it's quite complex, but we compare apples with apples. And that's for each market. All the things that we've shown you today, it's based on US, in the US market. And if you want to do the same in the UK or in Mexico or in France, whatever, we're going to focus on this kind of organic traffic. And yeah, so that's basically what we do when we work on competition analysis. You need to have the stats from your competitors, otherwise it's never going to work. Nicolas, do you want to add something? Are you good?
No, pretty good, pretty good.
I'm good. Okay. Here we have Brishan or Jordan, I don't know, questioning about where does Semji's AI writer extract the data information from? How would this content avoid being flagged as AI content and not get penalized? Pretty interesting question. So two questions at once. So first, what do we do to extract data? So basically, what we do is that we retrieve fresh data from the web. So if you want to write a piece of content about something that just happened, but we already have a text on the web talking about it, like, I don't know, you want to know the latest inflation rate, for example, we are able to retrieve that data directly because we will retrieve that data directly from the web. That's how it works. Second question, how can it not be flagged? So as I said, it's quality first, but quality first does not mean not AI. So basically what we'll do is that we will always create content that creates value. That's why we have these functions. Same as a human. You create an intro, you create an outline, you answer to the audience expectations or the main topics, etc. And you're always in charge. So you can modify whatever you want. If you want to delete sentence, to add fact, to add images, you do whatever you want. You're the captain. That's your own content. So you need to do that to have quality first. And just so you know, John Mueller told that a few times now, AI is not the problem, it's poor quality the problem. So they prefer to have an AI-generated content that creates value because it's well written, than a content humanly written, but poor in terms of value because it's been written like Saturday morning and you were hungover and whatever. So yeah, you need to focus on quality and not on the tools that you need. You work on. Sorry.
Yeah, and AI is a must-have assistant and clearly not a replacement.
Yeah. Yeah. That what we recommend is to use it as an hybrid mode. That's a third arm that you have right here to gain productivity and not to replace. Okay, Kimberly.
Last question, Corentin.
Yeah, last question. Sorry, we're late. Do we have time for one last question?
Yeah, let's go for one last question.
Okay. What about? Oh, yeah. I'm trying to find another one. There is some legal question, and I don't think that I'm relevant enough to talk about that. That's really copywriting issue, things like that. Brishan has a question about ROI. So yeah, we talked about money, we talked about conversion, things like that. So how do you justify ROI for informational article pieces versus conversion page? Would you recommend suggesting the content strategy that offers content covering both content type rather than just solely focusing on one? Yes, sir. You need to see your content strategy as a whole. And so you need to cover all the marketing funnel stage, from awareness to consideration to conversion to your loyalty. Because where the conversion happens, it's mostly on the conversion page, obviously. But if you don't have the traffic coming from awareness and from consideration, you're going to have a problem. And the conversion rate that you will have on the conversion type of page will not be the same if your brand is well known because or thanks to the consideration and awareness type of page. So you need to have all different type of content from an SEO standpoint, but obviously from a business standpoint too.
Yeah, and it's really about having a topic cluster strategy. So all the articles you are going to create for the awareness stage, by example, well, they will help your landing pages at the consideration stage to rank higher. This is really important, topical authority.
Yes, and that was the last question. Sorry, guys, there are so many questions. If you have any question, I saw some question about pricing. You can come to me and I will answer the question. If you have other questions, feel free to reach out. We'll be happy to do that. I hope you enjoyed this session. Thanks for your attention. So many questions, so many things in the chat. That's so great. I think we have an amazing feature and you guys have amazing case studies. So let's meet. That's going to be great. Next session, maybe if you can share your screen again just for the next session, Nicolas, because this one is going to be pretty interesting. I think it's a use case for e-commerce. Yeah, that's this one. Yeah, from Adele and Barak. So those guys from SimilarWeb have so many data, so many great clients. So if you're an e-commerce website, go there. It's in 5 minutes now. You should have received the links. You just have to click on it, grab a coffee, grab your lunch, do whatever you want, but go there. That's going to be great. And thanks again. Thanks, Nicolas. It was a pleasure to
Thank you, everyone, and see you in 5 minutes.
See you soon. Bye.